Hi and welcome to another episode of Starting From Scratch. I'm Mark the Window Cleaner. This show brought to you by WindowCleaningResource.com and of course the GlassRenu scratch removal system. Well, in the last episode, and that would be episode number 6, if you haven't seen it you might want to go check it out, I talked a little bit about marketing and more importantly who you can market this kind of service to. Now if you're watching this video, great chance that you're a window cleaner or you're a window cleaning business owner out there. Maybe you have a couple other add-on services. Definitely adding scratch repair, it just makes a lot of sense, but there's other avenues besides incorporating it into your window cleaning clients. And you know, I talked near the end of that last episode about niche marketing. And niche marketing can, you know, somebody has a scratch glass situation, they're not going to be thinking about hiring a window cleaner. They're going to be just doing a search for scratch removal, and that's where niche marketing comes in. And it also opens up all kinds of different opportunities, different things that you never thought you'd get into. And you know, I'm already seeing some of the results from that. You know, I put together a little website just for doing scratch removal. You know, it's not focusing on window cleaning at all. And you know, people are looking on Google and they're finding me. I'm on page 1 already. And you know, they're finding me. And the last recently, I've had a gentleman call me up as a result of this website. He restores classic cars, and he was working on a 1970 Mustang, and he had a side passenger window that was all scratched up. Actually, he said it was a few scratches, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. I would like to know if I could do anything with it. So I met up with him. He showed me the window. It wasn't a few scratches. Once we took a little closer look at it, I guess he didn't realize that this thing was just totally riddled in scratches. We're talking deep scratches throughout the center, some zigzag scratches, the top left area, even some areas where I started to circle some long deep scratches. I see all kinds of shorter deep scratches all around there, and you know, something that he obviously didn't really notice that much. He took this window out of the car quite some time ago. It's been sitting in the garage. Who knows, maybe people have been leaning up against it, tools have been knocking it, it's scratched from the wall, but there's even scratches on the inside of this glass. And so, you know, first thing I wanted to do, I wanted to consult with GlassRenu on this, because, you know, it looked like pretty severe damage to me, and they were in total agreement that this was probably as bad as I'd ever see as far as car glass restoration. And you know, you gotta have a lot of patience with this kind of work. I had to be totally honest with you, I was kind of overwhelmed at first working on this window, because you know, it was called for a complete resurfacing, but you know, obviously you can see by the pictures that I've shown you that you're not going to be applying the same amount of time or the same amount of work uniformly over this glass, due to the fact that some areas are very deep scratches and other areas are light scratches or several small scratches. So you know, just getting used to knowing how much time to spend on an area. You don't want to end up with a lot of distortion, but you got to do a complete resurfacing. You have to make everything look even. So off I went, started working on the repair, used a 3-inch disc. I was first told I could probably use a 5-inch disc, but when holding it up against the glass, I noticed in the curvature of the glass, a 5-inch disc, the edges of the disc weren't touching the glass at all. So I felt a little bit more comfortable using the 3-inch disc. The only drawback, of course, is that smaller disc means it takes longer to do the repair. So like I said, I spent, you know, a fair bit of time on it. I actually worked on it in 2 different sessions, because after working on it the first session for a good 2.5 hours, yeah, 2.5 hours, you know, I was getting a little frustrated. I was seeing some areas were looking good, other areas, you know, when I cleaned all the window up, it didn't look all that great. It was hard to tell. Some of the scratches were on the inside of the glass, and you can't really work on the concave curve, you know, the glass with the GlassRenu standard GlassRenu system. So that was kind of throwing me off too. Poor lighting. I was working indoors in my condo. I don't exactly have a shop, so I had all these little things against me. worked on it 2 sessions. I probably spent close to 5 hours on this window, and yeah, it was a little overwhelming, but I got it done, and you can see the results. Got a couple pictures for you there. The customer was happy with it. However, when we were talking pricing, not that he was going to have a problem with himself, but for 5 hours I couldn't possibly charge him what I normally charge for 5 hours. And he did give me this piece of glass to experiment with. He just said, just play around with it, see what you can do with it. Because the replacement cost on this kind of a window, and you can get replacement windows for classic cars quite easily, they're not all that expensive. That window would have probably run him $180, maybe $200 plus shipping, plus his time to install it, take out the old one, install the new one. So you're looking at probably about $250 or just a little bit over to do a complete replacement. So you got to really come in for a window such as that at around $150. Anything higher than that, he said his customers probably wouldn't go for it. Obviously I couldn't charge $150 for 5 hours, so we're stuck at about a cap of about $150 there. Now I have told him that this window is probably about as bad as I would want to see, but in actual fact I think I myself would personally want to pass on this kind of window in the future. If it's got a few scratches on it, no problem, but a total resurfacing, he's got to be careful himself. Don't just take the windows out and leave them hanging around your shop where they can get extra damage. So basically at this point, it's still a good situation. He's happy with the work I did. He seems like a real nice guy, somebody I can work with. We're basically from this point on going to take it at a window per window basis. I'm going to just take a look at the window, throw a price out there. He'll pass it by his clients. Who knows, maybe I might see something that I'm going to have to say, well, I got to charge you $250 or whatever. And depending on how much of a stickler his client is for having all parts original, you see, that's another thing about classic cars is, they want as much of those cars to be as original as possible. And these windows have stamps on them from the manufacturers. So when they're showing off their cars, they can brag about how original it is, and they just might pay that extra money. Anyway, this is just another episode on starting from scratch, me getting over that learning curve, you learning along with me, seeing that it takes a bit of work, takes a little bit of patience. Anyway, this is going to be the last episode for a little while because even though the calendar says it's spring, we're right in the middle of a little bit of a snowstorm at the moment. So I'm going to want to take a little bit of time to get out there, do a few jobs, and then report back and do a few more episodes, and just report back with some field experience that I'm going to obviously be building up in the next couple months. So I hope you've enjoyed the first half of the Starting From Scratch series, and we'll probably see you in a couple months from now. Okay, take care, bye for now.